Insert cool intro music here.
Good.
Professor, you've been looking for the fixture of your dreams.
And we're gonna tell you
Why? That's because it's small, cheap, quick changeover times. It holds the part nice and stiffly.
It's easy to understand,
Easy to set up and use. I think that's what he said.
and no operators will ever have problems with this fixture.
And we tested it, so it works.
And it works great.
So we're going to back up real quick and talk about our design problem here. The goal was to design, manufacture, and test a CNC milling fixture on an FMS system using a horizontal mill pallet set up with tombstones. The fixture needed to hold our bottle opener up one blank and allow the CNC machine to perform the op 2 with our fixture. And needed to be designed, built, and tested utilizing the Mike 6 tooling plate, Mighty Byte, Fixture Supply, SolidWorks, HSM Works, and the Hess CNC mill. So the fixture had to be indicated on the CNC's machine axes. It had to be capable of producing one finished part per loading cycle, and it must locate the part off of qualified datum's machine during Op 1. So this is exactly what we did, and we'll move on to our design. So some things about fixture design. It has to allow for loading and unloading of the workpiece in precisely the same repeatable fashion, and it must provide a positive location for the workpiece versus the cutting tool and axes, as well as provide a clamping force that holds the workpiece immobile against all cutting forces. It also must maintain that clamping force during machine operation and not to distort the part. When clamping, we'll show that in our FEA. It must also withstand the punishment during the loading and unloading cycle, also the machining cycles, and it must be ergonomic for the operator to apply the clamping force and quickly change the workpiece. So for our fixture design here, we have our locating elements, the rail and dowel pin. It also has the face of the part for the underside of the bottle opener. Our structure is strong enough to support machine forces, and for our work holding elements, we have a Mighty Byte clamp holding that thing down as 800 pounds force. Just going to add that we designed this with a safety factor of 3 in mind, and we also have our cutting forces that we calculated up there in the top left. Alright, so we're going to quickly go over some stuff about our fixture here. It is 3.5 by 5.5 inches. We wanted to make it small, so if you make a new one, you can order a smaller tooling plate, make it cheaper that way. So we have our slot here for the locating rail that is not 2 size. My SolidWorks is not working, so I can't get the updated drawing, but it's 2 size now for that locating rail. It does not move. It fits in there perfectly. We also have our dowel pin hole, which is also for help locating. So basically, the bottle opener will locate on the flat surface of the face of the plate the locating rail and then hit the pin so to secure. It does not rotate, it does not move, and does not go anywhere. And it is clamped on by the Mighty Byte clamp, 800 pounds force. We also have our bore hole. This is 1/2 inch diameter, and this is how we locate our WCS, our home location, for machining the bottle opener. You can see all of our datums here, datum A being the most important. That is a flat part that mounts to the tombstone, and you want to make sure that's perfect. We also have our cutouts where the nuts and bolts and the T-slot go. Again, this is also how you mount it to the tombstone or to the CNC mill. Moving on next to our exploded view. This shows all of our parts and our standard parts list with our locating rail, dowel pin, and the Mighty Byte clamp and screw. We also quickly have our FEA that showed that with our 800 pounds force going straight inside from the Mighty Byte clamp screw, that we don't have more than 1 thou of deformation in a part like this, the bottle opener. That is completely acceptable. Up next, we had our tooling cost report with everything, including engineering cost and machine time. It came out to be about $800 for machining. This is our operation plan just for machining the fixture itself. It took about 21 minutes to machine. Not that bad.
Our WCS is in the top left corner in our little bore hole here. Here's our full setup on the tombstone, so we can fully see it assembled together. So when we do run our toolpaths, we can see that none of it will be hitting our rails or the Mighty Byte clamp. So we can fully be confident that our cam is ready to go, ready to run.
Like a big dick on it, or
Alright, so I'm just going to talk over all the gibberish that I was talking about here, but this is our finished fixture here that you can see. We have our locating rail there in a properly sized slot so that it doesn't move around. We also have our dowel pin at the top and our Mighty Byte clamp over on the left-hand side. So our datums here, we have the face of the plate locating the bottle opener op 1. It then gets located by the locating rail that prevents it from rotating, and the pin at the top to stop it from moving in the Y direction, and our clamp clamps it down and holds it nice and tight during the machining operations. We have our bore hole in the top left there, and you can clearly see our indicating band on the bottom. I also quickly point out the graving on the bottom there telling the operator what their torque needs to be set for clamping down the Mighty Byte. Overall, after fixing our WCS issues, we came out with some awesome bottle openers, and we're super proud of this fixture, and we had an awesome time in this class, and yeah, we learned a lot. We screwed up a lot, and we learned a lot, so thank you. Last but not least, we have a word from our sponsor. Check this out. The word comes from the big man, Dan Waldorf. He had some words to say about our fixture and how much he supports our work.
Alright, tell me when.
So I have engravings on my fixture. How useful are engravings for telling
Oh my God.
torque numbers and stuff, things like that?
I mean, engravings, you can barely beat the benefit of engravings. I mean, if you're in a group with like Josh, well, you're barely getting by, but if the engravings are going to kill it for you. So I really appreciate their innovation, their ambition. I really appreciate it, so go for it, yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Insert cool outro music here. Boom, boom, ba-doo, 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 pew, boo, boo. And don't forget that our fixture is the best, so you want to buy it and use it.